So,
greetings, movie fans. You're all very welcome to the Big Reviewski with Omniplex Cinemas and my Omnipass. My name is Eoghan Doherty, and I'm delighted to be joined by one of Ireland's funniest comedians, Justine Stafford. One of Ireland's top journalists, Paul Moore.
you're lying. Here we go.
Oh,
I'm waiting.
Here we go.
And Rory Cashin.
And one of Ireland's people.
Just Rory.
Just one of Ireland's Rorys.
Yeah. You three are all wearing class jumpers today.
I feel like I am Joe because I have the black jeans and the yellow logo. This is
I
the
am
new
Joe.
uniform.
And so is
It's
my
the other
wife.
it's a rejected Fight Club line. I am Joe's internal monologue. I am
Of
Joe's
course.
film journalist.
But like we got grey, we got what colour is yours?
Ooh.
Poo.
Poo.
What colour is yours?
Yellow.
Mustard.
Mustard, right?
Mustard.
Yeah.
But like
Did you not get the memo?
no, if I'd known, I wore a jumper yesterday. Does that count?
It's a nice jumper.
Was it on camera?
Where is it now?
It wasn't. I don't want to talk about that filming session, but yes, it was.
What colour was it?
It was navy. You know me.
Navy.
You know me.
We do.
I mean, this is a departure.
This is garish for you.
This is. Oh my god! I can't believe I'm wearing such a loud shirt today.
This is what you wear when you've just broken up with somebody like I'm
Is
wearing
he?
my...
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I
gone,
know. I've let myself go.
Going through a
I'm acting
thing.
like-
he's gone through his half like
Just
midlife
leave me.
crisis, yeah.
Just leave me. All right.
It's your equivalent to getting your hair like
Gone.
dyed. Do
You okay, hon?
you want to talk about it?
You don't say that word where I'm from. Hello there.
Hungry?
Welcome to the Big Reviewski. If you would like to get in touch with us,
Or tell us
you
your
can-
favourite jumper.
Or tell us about your favourite jumper,
Yeah,
please do.
that'd be great.
100%. Somebody I saw last week, somebody left a comment on one of the videos. We always say, please subscribe, leave your reviews, leave your comments. Somebody left a wonderful comment, which was like, you guys make this look like a chore.
I saw that comment too.
I know.
No.
So, what? Really? It's actually a whole lot of fun. But as well as that, we are at work, so
It is
technically a chore
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah.
Paid
but
for
it's like,
chore.
if you're going to write something, just write something nice, yeah? You
Yeah.
prick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
That was just
subscribe
for
to
that
the
one
show.
guy. Yeah.
Leave a review. Not that one. That's that one done. Oh, change of plan this week. We're not going straight into the big question.
That's why he's changed shirts.
I know. Everyone's on your horse.
all changed this
How
week.
your horses. We're going straight into the big trailer. And for this week's big trailer, it's over to me,
Yeah.
Owen Doherty. And there was no other option because Rory threatened us in the WhatsApp group. There was no other option. I didn't even look to see what else came out this week. I was like, you better do Fast and Furious 9. So
you
that's
did.
what we did. Number 9, isn't it?
Fine.
It is the 10th movie
Fine.
in the Fast
The
and
10th
Furious.
movie in the Fast and Furious world.
Yes.
So
I think in America it's called F9, which is
Wow.
just a button on a keyboard.
Yeah.
just actually F9. What does F9 do?
Gives
What's
you
that a
the
show-
trailer,
it's a
gives you
show-
the trailer for Fast and
So
Furious.
if you're sitting at home right now
Yeah,
and you've got your computer keyboard in front of you,
yeah.
or you're just probably on your phone.
Save
so-
your file first. Don't blame us.
Yeah, save your file and then hit F9. The trailer automatically plays.
That's how
And
computers
it
work.
subscribes, imagine.
And it subscribes to everything.
And leaves a nice comment.
So we were living our lives 1/4 mile at a time, and then boom, Super Bowl happened, and
No.
No?
No, because what actually happened was
there was a teaser before that.
no. Well, yes,
No.
that's true too. But like, what actually happened was there was an entire music festival in Miami
Oh my
just
goodness!
for the launch of this trailer.
What?
That's insane.
Yeah,
So who
so-
was at the music festival?
Ludacris
Celine
was
Dion?
performing.
Oh.
Celine, obviously, she's
course
she's
Ludacris was
in,
there.
Yeah.
Celine's DNA is just a part of Fast and Furious world.
Yeah, Krista Berg.
Cardi B,
Dana.
Oh my
there?
god.
Krista Berg, that's his nickname, Cardi B. Christy B.
Christy B. Yeah, there was just some other people, like, they were not performing, but it was all leading up to the release of this 4-minute long trailer.
So
Yeah.
this trailer, as we said, is like basically the guts of 4 minutes, 3 minutes 55 seconds, and it is better than most films we've seen this year already.
It's as you correctly said, it's like this trailer is the best film I've seen all year.
Yeah, it's incredible, and obviously family plays a key role.
You don't
Charlize
say,
Theron has a
really?
haircut that I used to have in primary school as well, which is
step.
not a good look, but
Good
she makes
step.
it work. She makes it work. But yes, let's take a wee look at part of the epic trailer.
We can't play the whole trailer because
It's
the
too
episode
long.
will be
It's too long.
2 hours long.
But here's a wee sneak peek, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so ready yourself. Here goes. This is F9. Hit F9 and the trailer will play. Go. Boop. Wait there. Do it again and I'll get the timing right. Go. Boop. No, wait. Go.
Yeah, how do I... Just... Boop.
No matter how fast you are.
I am not to be compared to you.
No one outruns their past.
I am more easy, you trying your best to become me.
And mine just caught up to me. Been a long time down.
So we're up against a master thief, assassin, high performance driver. Who is he?
Jacob is Dom's brother.
Okay, lot to process.
So much.
My eyes are bleeding from looking at that.
I'm exhausted.
In a good way.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. So, first things first, key details. It's
family.
It's about family.
Yes.
Take a drink every time someone mentions family. 22nd of May, 2020 is when
soon.
it's coming out. It's so soon.
Wow.
So there's that. We have Justine Lin is returning as director.
Yeah.
And he has directed
3, 4,
Fast
5,
Furious.
and 6.
Yeah.
Is it all of those? There's like 5, 6, Tokyo Drift. There's a whole bunch of them in the middle that he's been involved in.
Yes.
Star Trek Beyond as well, was that him?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Fast and Furious, Star Trek Beyond, that's in there as well.
That's the next space. They're going to go to space.
So the main thing, well, we're just gonna pick like a moment from the trailer, each of us. Paul, what did you go for? What's your favorite part of that trailer?
How did that wooden bridge support the car driving on it?
It's a great question.
When I saw it, I just thought Temple of Doom with the thing going
Yes.
down. But I was like, how does it support it?
Physics. I don't think physics exists.
It's not a part of this world.
It's not a part
Yeah.
of the Fast and Furious world. Yeah.
Family. That's
Family.
why.
I
When you
think it
study
was...
biology, chemistry, family. It's
the power of
three
family.
sciences.
Yeah. There must be like the rope bridge in Antrim. Must be really strong ropes there, you know?
That's
Yeah,
where they
could be
filmed
that.
it.
Yeah, in Antrim.
Yeah, Rory, what did you go for?
Well, this, Fiona. If we can get this.
Oh, you have a moment. You have a moment
just
picked
have
out. A split second. Okay, let's take a look.
There she is.
Wait, so are
The
we...
hair needs
Oh,
explaining.
sorry. Play the
But
clip.
the hair changes.
Wait, are we playing the clip?
Well, she used in the first one she had like lady dreads.
My God. I actually
this-
used to have those earrings
so
in
did
school
I.
as well.
I had this exact haircut when I was like 8.
Yeah.
It's a step.
I used to
The
in the morning
bows.
like
The step.
Yeah.
split it like in the middle and go for the curtains like that.
Darren
kind of
Anderson
wet
look.
look.
The McDonald's look, yeah.
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 Like normal, like in a film filled with everything that is in that trailer. I actually had to pause it and go. Who said this was?
That was the one
Who
moment
spoke to Charlize?
you found unbelievable.
Yes, someone said to Charlize, "This is what we're doing," and she was like, "Yep,
Fine, not a bother.
I'm on board for
not
this."
a bother.
I think we all
So-
could have done an own this week and picked like 5 stuff from this, and
Oh.
we still wouldn't have enough to talk
It's
about. We
ridiculous.
still
This
wouldn't
whole
have missed so
episode
much.
could just be us
Be about
talking
Fast
about
Furious
this trailer.
9.
But
Justine, what did you go for?
Well, firstly, can I just say the quote of "Not all blood is family" is going to be a tattoo that a load of
Yeah.
people are going to get after this film.
can you explain that to me? Not all blood is family. No shit,
Yeah.
it's blood.
That's not a
I'm glad you
revelation.
brought that up because I've actually this week, if you take a look here, fucking hell, can you imagine?
Yeah. So that,
Can you imagine?
We're
If I
going
got
to
a
see
tattoo after watching the Fast and Furious 9 trailer.
we all need to get, I think, as a family.
I got the trailer tattooed in my back, pal.
The one I picked is the very end where suddenly the car becomes Spider-Man.
That's
and
amazing.
I have, like, just a piece of web support a whole car coming back up onto a bridge that's falling.
It's phenomenal.
Surely Spider-Man are going to
phenomenal.
sue. Like, they're
I
taking...
I love the fact that in the 4-minute trailer, they use the same stunt twice. And they do it 2 different ways. One is with the, like, as you said, on the rope bridge with the Spider-Man web type thingy. And the other bit was actually the bit I picked out because Ludacris says, he just says the best line of the full trailer. He's like, damn, they got a magnet plane. Which is, I think,
What, you haven't seen a magnet plane before?
That's
Phyllis
not,
Imagine
like,
writing that down on
Yeah.
paper.
That's
Damn, they
not
got
a-
a magnet
that's not a
plane.
thing.
A magnet plane.
That's not like a, it's not a,
my
it's not a
God.
thing where you can go, oh, I got a magna plane, and no one has any questions.
That's another
about it.
tattoo, guys.
I'm so
Just
glad
magnet
you brought
plane.
up the plane there. Yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot. Like,
Surely
as we
the
said,
plane's that low to a car, it would like blow it off the road.
Physics
Exhaust.
doesn't
there
exist.
is, but like, so none of us picked the bit where Vin Diesel is standing on the side of a car, and just stops another car from hitting him. He just like the car's flipping, and he goes, "No,
No, I will
And
not
he's-
have this.
like." That happens in this trailer, and none of us picked it as the craziest bit of this trailer.
We haven't even
Maybe the
mentioned
maybe the
fact.
magnet plane was nearby.
Possibly,
Maybe
possibly,
the magnetic
yes.
force pulled it away.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's not a fair point, but it
It's
is.
a fair-
So we can agree that gravity and logic has completely gone out
What we
in the magnet
haven't
plane.
talked about is the fact that, like Vin Diesel and John Cena are
John
brothers
Cena
in
are
this.
brothers.
9 movies in, not one mention.
Not one mention of
him
D-
having another relative.
Family. Have you any brothers or sisters, Dom? Shush, don't ask me
have.
about
Well,
John
But that's the thing.
Cena.
Like,
Well, you know,
Jordana
like-
Brewster is his
Can't
sister.
see him.
Can't see him.
Yeah.
Jordana Brewster is his sister.
He is.
Oh, in the story.
Yes, yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it's her brother too, but
nobody cares.
nobody
about that.
cares.
My God.
His evil twin.
Oh, and Han's alive.
Yeah.
And Hans, my
He died.
God.
He died
Yeah.
6 movies ago.
So he
and then died
ages
again.
ago. And
3
he was
movies
like,
ago.
he was the catalyst for so many of the other films where like it was like, oh my God, I can't believe he killed Han. We're going to get you. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But now he's
It's just super not dead.
It's like Star Wars. Han is always alive.
They're
Just-
definitely
just
bringing
bring
this
him back,
franchise into
whatever.
space, aren't they?
Without a doubt. Anyway,
Yeah, thought so.
oh my God, that's Fast and Furious 9.
I'm exhausted.
Absolutely wrecked. You can check out the full 4-hour trailer up on Joe. You can go and see it there. We'll probably be talking about it again, like a whole lot more between now and the 22nd of May, whenever
I'd be very
the
upset
movie
if we don't talk about this every week.
actually comes
our
out.
big trailer.
Someone in film school will do this as their thesis. Like it will be a study.
And I will
I'm going
read
back
it.
to do a master's
Yeah.
on this.
Hello, Professor Rory Cashin here. I'll be
PhD
lecturing
in
you on
F9.
Fast and Furious today, just like based on your tattoo again. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, holy moly! Now it's time for the big review. Nope.
No, we started the show.
Got it.
Yeah,
now
what
it's time
comes
for the
next?
big interview.
There you go.
yeah,
On the Big Reviewski.
yeah.
I'm getting the hang of it. 54 shows. So it's an amazing lineup of guests this week because we have the release of the brand new movie in the DC universe. It is Birds of Prey. Oh, let's
Give
see
it
if
a
we
go.
Get the full name.
Come on.
Okay. Birds of Prey, the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Of Harley Quinn? Is it one Harley Quinn or Harley Quinn?
One.
It is
The
one
Fabulous
Harley Quinn.
Emancipation, one Harley Quinn, Guernsey, Peel, Potato, Literary Society.
That's the one.
That's it.
So obviously Margot Robbie is back on the big screen as Harley Quinn. The last time we saw her was in Suicide Squad, which wasn't the greatest film in the world.
But she was great in it.
She was.
She was one of, if not the best thing in that previous movie. So she's back as, I think it's like executive producer on this as well.
Yep.
So this is a real kind of passion project. We're going to make this work. And she's teamed up with a whole bunch of gal pals to basically tell their own story about Harley. Forget Batman, forget the Joker. It's set in Gotham, and yeah, as we said, it's basically her story. So before we hear from Margot Robbie herself, and who else were you chatting to, Rory?
This one is Margot and Jurnee Smollett-Bell.
So
She's Black Canary in
Yes.
the movie.
Jurnee, like the band, Smollett, like the Hobbit, Bell, like the End.
Or like the actress from Friday Night Lights that I really like. Yeah.
Good
her.
lord.
Is she in Friday Night Lights as well?
Friday Night Lights, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so this is a clip of the film first, and then we'll come back. Then the movie, and then back here. Okay.
You really are getting the hang of it, aren't you?
Yeah, I got
So-
it. Got it all written down. Go.
You bored, Justine?
Can I help you?
Why, yes, you can. I'm here to report a terrible crime.
And what terrible crime is that?
This one. Ah, shit. I told this all wrong. Quick history lesson. This all started when the Joker and I broke up. It was completely mutual. And soon enough, I was back on my feet, ready to embrace the fierce goddess within.
This looks like a batshit bonkers movie, which is good, which is kind of what you want for Harley Quinn anyway. So you obviously had a chance to catch up with the director and a whole bunch of the cast, but obviously we're going to check out your chat with Margot Robbie and, as you said, Jurnee Smollett-Bell. The rest of the interviews are up on Joe on the YouTube page, so you can go and check those out as well. But what did you get chatting about?
Well, the first bit we're talking about is how in the movie, at the very start of the movie, actually, you find out that Harley Quinn had an ex-girlfriend. And in the movie, Ewan McGregor's character, Black Mask, and Chris Messina's character, Victor Zsasz, have a very unique relationship. So we just got chatting about how Birds of Prey might be like a first for a lot of interesting relationships that aren't normally tackled in comic book blockbuster stuff. She has one particular character that she really, really, really wants Harley Quinn to team up with in the next movie.
It wasn't so much, I mean, a lot of the characters weren't built around their sexuality per se. I mean, me personally, I'd love to do a Poison Ivy film because I love in the comics the Harley Poison Ivy relationship. Some comics it's romantic, some comics it's just friendship. Either way, I'm fascinated by that, and I love seeing them together in the comics. So that's my personal point of view. But in regards to Roman and Zsasz, it wasn't written that they have a specific sexuality that comes into play in the narrative. But I think it was always an idea that Roman is constantly manipulating his power over people, but also has a certain dependency on people. Like he has this sort of like Canary seems to have this hold over him. Like he cares what she thinks of him so much, and
she's also able to calm him
and soothe him in a way. And he has this like need. So I think depending on who he has a relationship, whether it's Zsasz or Canary, I think they're probably the two closest relationships he has. There's this constant power shift of
and this
him
codependency
and this yeah, exactly, which makes him just an interesting. And Ewan made so many interesting choices just to give us a villain that isn't, straight up bad guy that we've seen before. So that was really fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, Harley doesn't really have a romantic storyline for once in this film, which is really
not about that.
It's not about that exactly, which is really fun. But no, I'm glad you picked that up at the beginning because again, that's just something I'd like to explore in the future.
So yeah, she wants she wants kind of a team-up movie of sorts with Poison Ivy, which leads to our complete flip-up of the normal way to show, because
I'm so confused.
Like everything's up in the air because...
Is this about where we talk about Fast and Furious 9?
Again, yeah.
Okay.
No, normally at the top of the show we did a big question, but because of Margot, we have to break the rules a little
Margot
bit.
dictates our running order.
Anything for Margot.
Listen. So... yeah, off the back of her saying she wants Poison Ivy in the next Harley Quinn movie, I wanted to know who you would cast as Poison Ivy in that next Harley Quinn movie.
Before we answer, who did you go for? Because like Rory Cashin's always going to go for like, oh my God, it's somebody you would never expect.
Sigourney Weaver.
It's a man, basically. It's Idris Elba or something.
I mean, would he not?
Idris Elba would make an amazing Poison Ivy.
He can do anything.
Yeah. Who did you
If
go
I can't
for?
be Bond, I'm going to be Poison Ivy. I went with, we were only chatting about her last week for Queen and Slim.
Oh.
It's Jodie Turner-Smith.
Good shout.
Who I think would be fantastic in it, because she's got like the physicality of Poison Ivy, because Poison Ivy's kind of like a tall, kind of svelte, like she's very statuesque in the comic books. She's definitely got a presence about her. And we don't know enough about Jodie where, we kind of automatically think of who she might be in other movies already. Like she's new enough and fresh enough talent that you can see her in any role at the minute. And I think she would be fantastic. She was great in Queen and Slim. Yeah, I think she'd be great.
Quality. Justine?
So, I went for an interesting one here. Okay?
Did you?
Bo Burnham. Here we go.
Liam got her. So I had a little think about this, and person I went for, interesting, when I did a bit of research, was actually offered by Warner Brother to play the Black Canary or the Huntress. They really wanted her, but it was at the time that she was filming. Why can't I think of the name of it? A Star Is Born.
Bradley Cooper.
I went for
I love that guy.
Yeah. So now look at there with the
Oh my
red hair.
gosh.
Yeah.
Doesn't that
Holy
already
moly.
look ideal? Like, I think even she's been trying to get more into acting between Star Is Born and then American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And any of her music videos, she is transformed into any kind of character. And I think she would honestly be brilliant for this
That's a
role.
great check. We are, of course, talking about Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Shout out.
But it was interesting when I did the research that Warner Brothers actually did want her involved in this movie, but because it was at the same time she was being involved with Star Is Born at the time, she turned it down. And they offered her more money and she still turned it down. So I think that would be
That
a
would
very
be a
good
great
shout.
shout.
And it would, in
Yeah.
terms of, really bring in an audience, I think, as well.
Definitely. Yeah. No, quality.
Interesting.
She doesn't have the height that when you're saying about Poison Ivy, though.
Listen,
Lady Gaga's
camera tricks.
I was.
Shoot up.
If it works for Tom Cruise and Gandalf,
Yeah.
then it works
Just
for
give her
everybody
big
else.
shoes.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
We have a magnet plane in the world now, so we can do anything, you know.
Stick a bit of metal on her head and just lift her up. Yeah, because similarly, as Justine's saying, I didn't take kind of the height and statuesque kind of element into account. I thought, went for one answer,
Wow.
which is good for me. But I was kind of thinking back, obviously Batman and Robin popped in my head initially, and then Uma Thurman back then, and I was like, oh my God, Maya Hawke, who is her daughter, who most people know from Stranger Things. Again, she's relatively brand new, like Lady Gaga in terms of acting, and Jodie Turner-Smith as well. So hasn't got a whole lot of other characters that people associate her with, but obviously you can see her there on the right as her character Robin in Stranger Things. But on the left as well, she's got flowers in her hair, which automatically qualifies her for playing the role. So this
How
is a
long did
picture.
you look for that stock image?
Man, Huck, flowers, found it.
F9.
But she is a fantastic person who can say words. She's a fantastic actor, and I just thought it was a nice connection between
Yeah, I like
herself
it.
and her
I like
mommy
it,
as well.
yeah.
But I do think she has the look of Poison Ivy as
And I
well.
do think Uma
and
Thurman was probably the best thing from Batman and
From
Robin.
Batman and
Like,
Robin
she
as
knew
well.
Yeah, she's the
handled it,
only
but She was the
one-
only one that kind of like, this is what it is.
Yeah, she knew what film she was in.
Yeah.
apart from all the Mr. Freeze puns, but
Yeah.
also
Oscar winner.
And the bat nipples.
And the bat nipples,
bat card.
of course. Oh my God, there's so much. We need to do a rewatch of Batman and Robin. But no, so I went for Maya Hawke.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. Paul, what about you?
I went for friend of the show and a person you chatted to not too long ago, Hayley Steinfeld.
Colin Meaney.
I was going to say
There you
that.
go. There's
How are you?
you can see the pain in young Hayley's face talking to Owen there behind us on the screen.
That's right.
I went
Sorry,
for her
Hayley.
because I think she was extremely good in Edge of 17, really funny.
Yeah.
And that's the tone that the kind of DC have established. But also done action with Bumblebee was really good, and just a very good actress ever since True Grit. I was a fan. I think she'd be able to knock it out of the park, and I think she'd have a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
I think we've basically done the work for Warner Brothers. That's an amazing shortlist of 4 people.
I mean, you're
If
welcome.
any one of the 4 get it, oh, lads.
10%. Find his feet.
All the way. What's split between us?
We'll see.
We're family.
It's if it's your one, yes.
1/4 mile at a time. So that was our big question all over the shop. Yes, based on, as you said, Margot Robbie would love to team up with Poison Ivy in a future DC movie, which we would love to see as well. So potentially one of those actors would be unreal. But what else were you chatting to the stars about?
Well, it was pretty late into production. I think they announced that they got the John Wick, Deadpool, Atomic Blonde stunt people to help out with the action. And it's David Leitch.
It is Leitch, yeah.
It was the second unit director in this as well.
Is it Chad Stahelski's the other guy who does all the stunts, but then he directs and stuff.
Yeah, so they both came on board on this one to help out with the action stuff. And when you see the film, some of the stunts in this are very, very impressive. So I was curious, like as an actor, if you know these people are coming on board to do these stunts with you, are you like, yes, I'm excited? Or are you like, let me just double check my insurance real quick just to make sure I'm not going to break everything? So this was how they reacted when they found out these guys were coming on board.
Can I just, for a bit of context there as well, like most people don't get the to Margot Robbie in their life. You were fortunate enough to meet her twice in the past kind of few months.
Yeah.
Because you were chatting to her for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and in that interview, she actually talked about her favourite ever stunts, which happened to be on this movie as well. So it's a nice kind of, obviously at the time when she was promoting that previous film for Quentin Tarantino, nobody knew like how good or how class or how stunty the stunts were in Birds of Prey, but it's good to finally see it. But yeah, as you said, is their answer on that stuff.
No,
Oh,
we were
man.
thrilled.
We were psyched. I'm such a fan of the John Wick films, and Chad and his whole team, my goodness, they're like some of the best stunt team in the business. So I was so thrilled that you all hired them to do this because it meant that the action was going to be top notch. And they pushed us really hard. They trained us for close to 5 months. And, you know, we all had different fighting styles. And Black Canary's, you know, a street fighter trained in mixed martial arts. So it's not really something you can phone in.
No.
And it can't just be cute. You got to, like, really do it. So they were constantly on the side of the camera shouting at us, kick harder, Jurnee! Higher in the chest, you know, and after each take, because they had us really making contact with each other, and so you're like going in, and then after the take, you're like, are you okay? I'm so sorry, I got your neck, I meant for the chest. I'm really sorry about that, you know. But they were amazing, and they pushed us hard because they wanted us to be able to do as much as we could.
As you said, Rory, loads of brilliant stunts in this, and actually the action is one of the brilliant things about the movie.
Yeah.
So as we said, plot-wise, it's set kind of after linked to Suicide Squad, but there's no appearance from like Joker and Batman, as we said.
Well, the Joker's he's in it,
He's in it,
but you
kind
never
of.
see his face.
Yes.
I think that's okay to say.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
right, because it happens right, like pretty much at the start of the film whenever Margot Robbie, aka Harley Quinn, is given the kind of the context of where we are in this moment in time. You have Ewan McGregor as the big baddie in this particular one, Black Mask. Basically a bad guy businessman in Gotham who's trying to take over, as any businessmen are trying to do. And then you also have a kind of like an eclectic mix of other really strong female characters. You have Mary Elizabeth Winstead in there as the Huntress. You also have Cassandra Cain, who is the young kind of pickpocket, who's kind of the MacGuffin. I don't know what's her name in real life.
Oh, Ella J. Basco, I think.
Oh my God! So we got Jurnee Smollett-Bell.
Yes.
And Ella
J. Basco.
Anybody else with interesting names?
Well, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is pretty long as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Margot Robbie, and then Rosie Perez, but that's easy.
No, that's so easy. But yeah, so you have this, and their paths kind of cross in different and interesting ways. But yeah, so we had a chance to see this. It's out in cinemas this week. But, you know, a lot of people are kind of already looking at the trailer and has a very specific look, colour scheme, all of that kind of stuff. And they're like, oh my God, is it as terrible as it looks? Whatever. It's a whole lot of fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's it. If you're looking for a good, fun time at the cinema. And Margot Robbie just nails it. She's got the character down to a T in terms of just perfectly portraying that sense of manic anarchy throughout, but also kind of breaking the fourth wall every so often, that like in a Deadpool kind of style as well. But so she nails that side of it, and then the other ones, they're like laughs throughout, but there's some really big comedy moments that just land with everybody in the audience. And then, as we said, the action is super as well.
It's so violent.
It's way more violent than I was expecting it to be, and there are a lot of kicks to the nuts. Probably the most, I don't know what the nut kick count is, but it's like, you know that bit in like Hot Shots Part 2 when it's like, it's doing the kill count and it's ramping up. Like you could do that for Birds of Prey as well, with just kicks that they execute. But there's a brilliant action scene where Margot Robbie kind of storms a police station. And again, it's just the colour and the glitter and everything about it. It's just done in a brilliant way. But no, there was a lot to like about the movie, and again, you can see them coming back for more. This as well in this particular world. What did you think, Rory?
Yeah, no, the same. I thought it was great. There, it does mostly land the how much fun she's having, mixed in with sometimes how dark the movie can be. because Ewan McGregor's character, he's an interesting villain because he's not the typical kind of megamaniac kind of, like, there's something very uniquely twisted about him. And his henchman, Chris Messina, is a serial killer, a super violent serial killer. And the stuff that the two of them do across the film, because one scene you'd be like, ha ha, and then they'll do something, you're like, oh my God.
That's
this
horrific.
Is so horrific. And 90% of the time they land that, but there's one or two times you're like, I feel bad now because I was laughing a minute ago, and now this has happened. But yeah, like I'd love to see more of them all, because there's not, like, I don't think there's a weak link in any of the Birds of Prey.
No, definitely not.
No,
But that's good, because that was my fear, because like Suicide Squad, that was the problem.
Yeah,
Like Margot Robbie was so good, she stood out, and the rest, even Will Smith, were just filler. And like Cara Delevingne in that film was, I don't even know if she was acting, I don't know what she was doing. But no, I'm really excited to see this, and I love the palette, and I love that Robbie, I think she's producing on this. Like, this is clearly her baby. Like, she'll go off and do other stuff, but I get the vibe like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. She's really invested in the character. So I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back for another one, and maybe 10 years down the line. This should be linked to this,
With Poison Ivy, There's actually one of the most relatable parts of any movie, not the hot pants, but the there's a bit with an egg cheese sandwich, which up on like a big screen looks incredible anyway, because egg cheese sandwiches are class. But it's just, there was a bit where Margot Robbie, as Harley Quinn, gets quite attached to a particular sandwich, and tragedy occurs. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's probably one of the most emotional things I've seen since, like the little red coat in Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you equate that.
Akin to that is like, I haven't been this moved since that moment. But yeah, so worth it going to see just for that.
The costumes, I want all her outfits so much. I love it.
She looks class in it. I mean, and again, it's weird because obviously it's set in Gotham, which is obviously normally New York. But she's running around, there's like normal people, like just everyday clothes and outfits and whatever. And she's just running around in this Harley Quinn gear, which is amazing in that particular world. No,
Halloween this year is going to be
massive fair play as well, I'd say, for DC and Warner, because like they really course corrected these characters. Like after Batman, Suicide Squad, and Justice League, I was like, oh God. But then, like the last while, they've knocked them out of the park. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam. This, so they're really, I think, finally found like their tone for their universe. So I can't wait to see what comes.
And actually,
which will be Poison Ivy.
Yeah, exactly. And before the screening for this, there was actually a sneak peek at the new Wonder Woman trailer, which looks fantastic.
Black Adam, I think The Rock's in pre-production already, isn't it?
As well,
which is kind of a Shazam spin-off.
But also a wee sneak peek at Tenet as well. Christopher Nolan.
We saw the 6 minute.
So the kind of the preview. So a lot of exciting stuff happening there.
No, you didn't.
Wow. No, you didn't. So that is Birds of Prey, The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, out in cinemas this week. You can check out Rory's interview with the stars of the movie up on YouTube there as well. And but for now, it's on to the next review. What have we got?
Oh, the next one is...
Look, somebody tell me. What is it?
It's Dolittle.
Oh, it's Dolittle. So...
Oh, this is such an emotional roller coaster.
Dolittle with it. Dolittle with it if you want.
Yikes.
Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a wee look at the trailer before we get stuck into the review. I think you've kind of done the review there already.
Man.
Okay. What's the one after Dolittle? We'll just move straight on to that. Yeah.
Let's just do the clip and then we'll get through this. We'll get through this together, guys. Like a family.
Daniel Bedingfield.
We've no choice but to embark on this perilous journey.
Everyone pack your bags! You can talk to animals.
So,
I mean, does it speak to critics?
I mean, so a family movie from the writer and director of Syriana. And Traffic.
Wow.
You're selling it to me.
It's really bad. Like it's really bad. Like Downey Jr. He has, I think, in the beginning a Welsh accent, and then it just goes for a walk around Scotland, a bit of Australia, Northern Ireland for a bit, And he's
Never heard of it.
his wife died looking for an island. So he's like home alone for 7 years. I don't know. No, he hasn't left his house in 7 years.
Okay.
And he's surrounded by all these animals that only he can talk to. And they're all voiced by like super famous people like Rami Malek and Emma
It's a ridiculous cast.
Marion Cotillard is a fox and she says Viva la Revolution for no reason.
You've got Jessie Buckley to talk to. Come on.
Jessie Buckley's the queen and she's dying. She has no lines in this movie.
Oh,
No
what a
lines?
waste.
No lines. So
how
she's
can you
like
waste
she's
Jessie?
she's in the bed. She's like,
How could you not use
this
Jessie
for the
Buckley in
entire
a film?
I remember I interviewed her.
Yeah, that's
and I
right.
said, "Do you know if you're an animal?" She said, "I don't know." You're the queen. Anyway,
Well, sorry, is she a human queen or
Yes,
like a queen
the
bee
Queen
or
of
what's
England.
the guy? Oh, she's the actual
the queen
Okay.
of England. So she's dying,
With no
and
line- with no lines.
Some young girl, like, just arrives at Dolittle's house, and she's like, "You have to help the queen." And he's like, "I haven't left my house in 7 years." But then he decides to go and find the island that his wife died looking for.
Okay.
To find a special plant that
Get
will
away from him.
that will find a special plant that will help the queen not die.
Weed.
I'm
Or other plants.
whatever helps, I guess. So he goes off on an adventure looking for the plant. That's the plot.
I think the writers might have been.
That's the
I
plot.
think the writers
But
might
sorry.
have been using some of that.
Yeah. So can he actually talk to animals or is it all in his head or what's it
No,
crack?
he can talk to them. And there's a young boy who just arrives at his house one day, and he's like, "I want to be your apprentice." And then the two of them just go off on the boat, and he doesn't like tell his family or that he's going. He just
The
goes.
wee boy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to sign like a form or
No,
you know.
no one seems to be noticed that he's gone. And then he just like learns how to talk to the animals. And there's whole scenes where like he's talking to bees and he's like, bzz, 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 like he's talking in animal talk, but it's not subtitled for us to know what they're saying.
It's a private conversation,
Yeah,
Rory.
no, exactly. You don't have
But
to
then,
know. It's none of your
so
business.
he'll be like buzzing at the bees, and then he'll be talking to the bear, and he's like roaring. But then the bees and the bears can talk to each other.
But what
it's not a
language are
different
they
language.
speaking? Are they speaking bee? Are they speaking bear? Are they speaking animal? No, it's a valid question.
Ironically, they have a Derry accent too.
I know. Yeah.
It's
So was there anything kind of redeemable? Because
No.
obviously the
no.
the last thing that most people would have seen Robert Downey Jr. in is Avengers Endgame. There was a lot of talk for potentially being Oscar nominated because it was
Yeah.
such a brilliant performance from him. And then to go from that, obviously he wants to change of pace.
He got it.
He got it.
He's really unlikable in this. Really,
It's
really
nearly
like
impossible to do.
his
Yeah.
character is just for within the first 10 minutes you're like, I hope you don't succeed in this because he's not a nice guy and he
Okay.
never becomes a nice person either. And then it's just over the court, like he just runs into people, like he's like, "Oh, we're at the island that we need." It's like, for what?
Okay.
And Antonio Banderas is there, and he's like, "You killed my daughter," and everyone knows that he didn't kill his daughter. It was
There's a daughter.
Antonio Banderas' daughter was who Downey was married to, but you don't find that out. You don't find that out
Okay.
until way after.
Way
See,
later.
family.
Family.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
What
dragon.
about it?
There's
Oh, there's a
There's a
dragon.
dragon.
Of course, there's a dragon.
There's a dragon?
Yeah,
Yeah, why wouldn't there be?
How long? There's a dragon.
yeah.
What was your favourite animal out of all the animals?
There is a dragonfly who's
Okay.
voiced by, do you know, Jason Mantzoukas?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
He
Love that guy.
was quite funny. But
Okay,
so,
sorry, people would know him from
he was in The
Brooklyn
Good
Nine-Nine
Place and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
and
Yeah.
The Dictator with Sacha Baron Cohen
Yes,
as
he
well.
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he was the funniest one. But they're like, so Robert Downey Jr. and him are reunited. He's a fucking dragonfly. Sorry, he's a dragonfly. Are reunited.
Wait, sorry, is there a dragon and a dragonfly?
Yes.
Is there a fly?
I don't remember. But they're
Probably on the
reunited, and
script.
he's like, "Oh, it's great to see you again. It's been 7 years." Dragonflies don't live that long.
Oh.
Dragonflies live a couple of months, maybe. 7 years.
It's an old
Is he
dragonfly.
smoking the weed?
It's a wise old dragonfly. Yeah. Okay, so the dragonfly was your favourite out of all the animals.
Yeah.
So
Because-
Jessie Buckley, without having lines, comes away with some credit probably from this. By
Yeah,
not having
she was
lines.
probably like, "You can just cut out my lines."
So I think
Yeah,
like
it's
the
fine."
original version of Dr. Dolittle was
Eddie
Well,
Murphy.
Murphy, yeah.
no,
Not that
no.
one.
There was Rex Harrison
Yeah.
like back in the 60s.
Every version of Dolittle has been bad. And
I thought they were
and
like it won an
has
Oscar like,
been,
for
like,
best song or something.
big flops and stuff.
Okay.
Are you talking about Eddie Murphy's one though as well?
Yeah.
Including that. He was great.
I completely forgot about
That was
what?
great. It was like a comedy.
I can't
It
even.
was like a
picture
comedy.
It's not a comedy, but it was like
It's as
it.
close to a comedy as you can
Yeah.
imagine without being
Without
funny.
being-
Dragonflies.
It just came right up to the line. So Dolittle.
Do less. Do not.
Do not. Okay, Doctor Do Not. Out in cinemas this week. Okay, moving on from that though to one of the movies that we're most excited about
This
in
is so
2020.
unfair. I had to do Dolittle. You needed to do this one.
So Paul, before we get to your review, this is a wee look at Parasite.
No, it's not. We have to, because it's in foreign.
We can
Well,
have it in the
so we
background.
can't- you
playing.
did the bees and the bear, and this one is in what language is this?
Korean.
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 Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
grand.
So
no
the
bother.
listeners can't hear this.
Okay, so for everybody who's listening, there's just stuff happening on the background. But
Yeah.
we'll go straight into it then.
Yeah.
So, Paul, Parasite.
So a few weeks ago, I think I picked this as my non-blockbuster of the year that I was
Yes.
most excited about. And having seen it, it's one of my favourite films I've seen in a long time. I would say me and Rory had this debate, but it's probably just behind 1917 for me in terms of what I will probably get the Oscar.
And the Fast Furious trailer.
That's next
Absolutely.
year. That's next year, along with the Bad Boys
Bad
4.
Boys.
Had to get it in there somewhere. As I said, like when I talked about it a few weeks ago, I think the less you know about this is probably the better, because I think there's so many different twists and turns in it that it's actually kind of hard to describe, but we'll take it. It's basically a family on the breadline in Korea, struggling to make ends meet. The father's out of work, and the mother is stay at home, and the young boy, who's got a bit of brains about him, and the daughter go look for work. The boy learns through a friend that this rich family are looking for a private tutor for their daughter, and the mother is a bit suggestible. They kind of imply that she's doing, but I don't think she is. She's just a bit gullible. So they take the poor boy in, and he fraudulently makes documents say he's got education from Harvard, and he doesn't. He's just talking through his bum. But he kind of befriends the family, and they take him in, and slowly, by circumstance, there's new positions created for his other family members through manipulation and through coercion and underhanded tactics. But there's a secret in the house that's just bristling underneath the surface, and you're thinking, like, why is this? What's happening here? Because the rich family seems so nice, but there's something that's
Not quite
developing
right.
underneath the surface, and that's pretty much what the film is. It's a lot of. It's hard to describe in terms of performances. It's fantastic. There's I'm looking at Kang Ho Song, who's in a lot of Bong Joon-ho's films. He's in Snowpiercer. He's in The Host. He's in Memories of Murder. He's the father. He's so good in it. But just on a strictly story level telling, a level of storytelling, you'll be fascinated to see, because it's a slow, kind of burning, creepy film. But then it just explodes in the last half hour in a scene that you will very, very seldom quickly forget. But in visual terms, and I don't want to get too high art about this, it's absolutely beautiful. There's so many motifs running through it. It's like even the way certain scenes are shot between partitioning the poor and the rich, and it's so good. And even the title, when you leave the cinema, you think about what it means, and there's various discussions about it. But what it does for me, it's very simplistic to say, oh, rich people are terrible, they're horrible, burn the rich. It's not that at all. It's more about the idea of aspiration in society, in terms of, if you're poor, what you will do to get up to that level, and even if you're at that level, how much of your humanity you lose yourself. And like, when that idea is in your head, it never goes. That greed, that chip on your shoulder. And as I said, the rich people in this earth, they're really nice, but there's something underneath the surface of all the characters here, and it's so well acted. I really can't recommend enough. And I said, the less you kind of know about going into it, you'll love it.
Well, this is the thing, because obviously you picked it as your kind of non-blockbuster of 2020 to look forward to, and there's been a lot of hype surrounding it since kind of like the last couple of months of last year, when it started appearing at various film festivals around the world, and literally everybody who saw it was like, this is incredible.
It's also
so
very,
good.
very funny. If you've got a dark sense of humour, it's wickedly funny throughout it. But like like Laurie said, Birds of Prey, there's parts of like it's kind of like you're like, oh, you shouldn't be laughing, but this is genuinely hilarious.
Yeah.
And tonally, it switches. There's some moments that are like this is shot like a horror film, like kind of like the dark corridors and the creepy angles. Then the stuff it's like a dysfunctional family drama. Then it's like a Ken Loachian poverty kind of look at class and money. You can kind of watch it on any level you want and get something from it.
Yeah, it's and a lot of people, again, obviously award ceremonies are going on. We've got the Oscars coming up, or depending on whenever you're watching this, they've just happened. But
6 Oscar noms this has.
For this as well, yeah. So this is obviously it's in the like foreign language category as well, but it's also in Best Picture as well. It's already doing really well. And the brilliant thing about the director is like Bong Joon-ho, himself and Taika Waititi have like become like these brilliant kind of like almost like a comedy buddy duo, like at all the award ceremony where like they're just hanging out and like having a brilliant time and traveling around together as well. But it's brilliant to see like two amazing filmmakers like kind of just making different types of film, like but kind of connecting in that way as well. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see it. I'm delighted to hear it's actually.
The thing I like about it the most is that I think the discourse around it, and there'll be a lot of really good discussions and think pieces and stuff like that. I think it'll age really, really well. I think of all the films I've seen this year, this is probably the one that, 20 years time, you're like, holy God, that was really, really on its time.
Yeah, were you a fan as well, Rory?
Yeah, like everything Paul said is spot on. It's beautiful, it's so well acted. It's every genre going. Yeah, and I remember watching the trailer and thinking, oh, I think I kind of know what kind of film this is, and I was wrong.
Yeah,
and in the best way.
Yeah, for any, I used to live with a guy like who would never watch any films that were black and white, which is a choice, but it's like you muppet. Like there's so many amazing things out there, but you often get that with films that are. That have subtitles on it, and people are like, well, if I want to read, I'll read a book. Like, and you're like, no, this is.
I don't think you read books either.
Yeah, maybe you don't. Read
but like,
but
I don't want to get too caught in the high art, but like, you could kind of almost watch this visually and just stop it at any moment and say that is stunning. And there's so many different, like even there's something as small as like even the partition of glass between rich and poor, like that's deliberate, like the little line, like that's only a tiny thing.
Yeah.
But every frame of it, there's something underneath the surface.
Yeah. So, but for anybody who might be considering not going to see it for that reason,
don't be that person.
Don't be that person. Just actually go and see it, because by all accounts,
I loved it. I really loved it.
Brilliant, unbelievable. Parasite, can't wait. Excited?
I am.
So excited.
Yeah. I was in Korea for a film festival once, and
what? When?
When I was like 14.
Like, just, you were like...
I feel like I don't know who you are.
No, I know. Like, what, were you just like, I'm going to Korea for a film festival?
No, I made a little film when I won an Irish thing, so I got to represent Ireland.
I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is...
Yeah, in Seoul. It was Seoul International Film Festival, so we went out there, and I loved watching all the Korean films.
I don't know where to begin with it. I have no questions about this.
Can we see
it?
You represented Ireland at a Korean film festival for a short film.
Yeah.
This is bonkers. What was the name of your film?
The film I made was Away in a Home. It was about a group of old people escaping from an old folks home. So it was very much comedy genre. So them screening that in Korea was mental. It was like an adult film festival. We were just representing this like youth category at it. But then it was just all international films there and Korean films.
Can we watch it? This is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5 minutes.
I got 5 minutes.
You will want those 5 minutes back. Yeah. I mean, I made this when I was 13, so...
Anything to, like...
It could be better than Dr. Dolittle.
That's the bar.
Not Fast and Furious.
No.
It doesn't have an age.
It's somewhere in between.
Somewhere in
doesn't have a 7-year-old dragonfly. So no. An old dragonfly.
Bonkers.
Yeah. I can't wait.
When I asked, were you excited about Parasite? I did not expect that answer. So we got Parasite out. We're also going to do a full review of Justine's movie next week as well. But our final review for this week is Rhythm Section. The Rhythm Section?
The Rhythm Section, yes.
The Rhythm Section.
I keep wanting to say Rhythm Nation, and I know that's not right.
Is that a song?
It's a
the Rhythm of the Night.
It's This is the
Tune.
So rhythm section starring Blake Lively. She filmed it here in Ireland.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Reed
Romano. Is it Romano?
What are we?
Morano?
She did the Handmaid's Tale. I know that anyway.
Oh, right. I didn't know what we were trying to get. Like, are you trying to say O'Connell Street? Yeah. But
Morano.
So there it is, Morano. Who's on the screen?
normally, whenever something has an Irish association, whether it's filmed here, or it's a connection in terms of the production company or the stars or the writers or whatever, we will immediately try to claim it. So far, rhythm section has been, I think it's like a record-breaking flop, maybe.
I think it has the worst wide opening weekend in cinema history. I think
that's an achievement.
It's in there. If it hasn't got it, it's up there. So,
okay,
and it doesn't deserve that, but it doesn't deserve much more.
Okay,
but we talked to Ryan Reynolds because that's for Pikachu. And he was talking about his fun time. So, some good came out of it.
That's
for
right.
him, just not for.
Ball.
I'm so happy.
He had a great
for
time.
him. Yeah. I just want the best for him.
All the best, right? So, before we spend most of our time speaking about Ryan Reynolds, who's not in this movie, here's where you look at rhythm section.
I lost my family 3 years ago.
It wasn't an accident. There was a bomb on that plane.
I need your help to find the ones who did this. I've got nothing to lose.
What about your life?
What about it?
So Blake Lively, her family's killed in a plane crash, and her life goes downhill. And then she finds out that the plane crash was a terrorist attack, and she takes it upon herself to find the bomber and everyone who was involved in the bombing.
Okay, bomber.
And
that was actually pretty good.
It actually was
a bit distasteful, but it was still pretty good.
It's quick.
To all those fictional people that died and their families, the fictional families, it's a bit.
I love whenever,
but it's quick.
You know, like if you ever make a joke these days, nobody laughs. It's just like it's a complete analysis and breakdown of like, yeah, it's quick. Yeah,
well,
okay,
that obviously
slightly
might be-
distasteful, but yeah. But in my head, I find it funny. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know, like in Friends, like no one ever found anyone else funny.
never
No
any
one laughed
laughter.
on that show.
Not once.
So that's us, Friends, family.
1/4 mile at a time.
So she finds Jude Law, who is an ex-MI6 agent, and he's been investigating the bombing as well. So he trains her to become a killing machine and sends her after all the people who may have been involved in the bombing. It's very La Femme Nikita, or what was the other one? With Bridget Fonda. Assassins? The Assassin?
Which was the American remake of Nikita. Yeah.
So it's basically just that plot again. But she's great in it. It's also a bit like Red Sparrow, a little bit.
Okay.
It has that vibe to it. She's great in it. It looks great, and it's like, it's just no fun.
I was going to say, what's not working about it then?
It's just no fun.
It's obviously Ireland's class.
Yeah.
Blake Lively is great.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
Had a great time with it.
And the story as well sounds okay.
It's
right, I'm on board.
it's just no crack. It's
There's
just
no twists or turns kind of keep you hooked, is there? Or?
It's just there's just you don't care. It's just you're never like really drawn in because.
Is that the writing or like?
It's a bit of that, and it's I think the director as well like wants to keep you at a distance from Lively in it. Like she's very like shut down emotionally, and all she wants is revenge. And you're kind of like, okay, yeah, but it's not very entertaining.
Okay.
Like I actually dug Red Sparrow, and I thought it should have got more attention than it did. But this is it's so dour.
Is there anything that kind of like in the wider geopolitical world, which is what I thought the Bourne films did very well, and that they're kind of a reflection of like CIA mistrust and kind of government paranoia and stuff like that. I kind of tapped into that. Is there anything to do with the kind of global?
No.
Well, that's probably a reason. Yeah.
All right,
it's just
she's out for revenge and she can fire guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just there's not more to it. The car chase is great. There's a car chase in it, and that is great. Like there's bits in it that are good.
Yeah.
It's just not a lot of fun.
Okay.
And I think that's probably what the turn off is.
The rhythm section, what's the name about? Or do you just discover that while you're watching the movie?
It is.
The rhythm section is obviously like.
It's actually
The musician in you is asking.
It's not. not explained very well. It's
Okay.
when she's running and you've lost training her, he's like, your heart is the drums and your lungs are some other instrument. And it's like, so that's the rhythm section of your body and you need to keep that under control. Like, that's it.
The kazoo.
That's it. The kazoo of
The
your
kazoo
body.
of
The
real
lungs
life.
are the kazoo of the body. Yeah, okay. So you can check out the kazoo, which is out in cinemas now as well. Right. We have tickets to give away.
Do we?
To Birds of Prey. And it was for last week's High Clue. A particularly easy one, I think. First of all, I forgot to explain
The week
Oh,
before.
the
the week
yeah.
before.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the time, Rory, you were having a massive huff with me.
You thought it was wise to bring that back up.
Sugar.
We just got past
I can't even
this.
remember what last week's one was.
we
The
went
answer
through-
was Catch Me If You
Yeah,
Can.
Banks
but
on
there's-
Banks on Banks is like
Banks
saving
on
Mr.
Banks.
Banks on Elizabeth Banks.
On
meets in
Elizabeth
a
Banks, she works in the bank, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Substitute Aviator was the middle line because
Yeah.
he
DiCaprio.
plays DiCaprio plays a
Substitute
substitute
teacher,
teacher,
and he wears
and
aviator
also
glasses.
he's a fake
Yeah.
pilot for Pan Am in it as well. Plus, he starred in the Aviator. I can't even remember what the last line was.
We
It
gave
was
you the
something.
answer.
It's
They
fine.
know the answer.
It's
in the
grand.
past.
That's gone. That's
like
gone.
everything else.
But for last week's High Clue, the brand new one, can we see that up on screen, please? This was The Prof Gets Closer. Lola runs from Manhunter, Parisian Pen.
I just answered that 10 minutes ago.
In the first line, the Prof, capital P, P-R-O-F, full stop. The Prof gets closer. Lola runs from Manhunter, Parisian Pen. And the answer was... Exactly. The Bourne Identity. So I want to say congratulations to Steve Humphries on getting the correct answer. You bagged yourself some tickets to go and see Birds of Prey. And actually, checking, Steve, I've been stalking you. I haven't. Just
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's an award-winning photographer.
Well,
So Steve, if you want to come along and take... Do we need...
I'll make
photos?
Justine's next film, you know?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
exactly. Let's talk, Steve. Let's talk. Let's make it happen. But it was the Bourne Identity. So the first line, the Prof gets closer. The Prof is short for the Professor, which is the name of Clive Owen's character in the movie. He plays one of the assets who's
I didn't know
after.
that.
He's one of the assets
Great
who's
death.
after.
Is he the one who
Matt
gets
Damon.
blasted with the shotgun in the high grass?
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah. It's only about 20 years old.
Yeah. And he gets closer because he's after Matt Damon. And he also starred in the film Closer
With the
as
most
well.
uncomfortable speech in cinematic
I've
history in
never
that
actually
film.
seen Closer.
It's not
It's
great.
raw.
No?
Yeah, but that
It's got
speech,
an amazing
that speech
cast.
is
though. You got
brilliant.
Clive Owen, Jude Law,
Natalie
Julia.
Portman.
Julia Roberts.
And Natalie
oh,
Portman,
and
yeah.
Natalie Portman as well. So Clive Owen, the Prof gets closer. The second line, Lola runs from Manhunter. The most famous Lola in film is probably
Frankie
Franca Potente,
Potente.
who plays Marie.
Yeah.
Marie. Jason Bourne's kind of partner in crime and love interest as well. She's on the run. She was in Run Lola Run. But from Manhunter, because obviously they're hunting Jason Bourne, but Brian Cox, who's the guy behind the scenes, starred in Manhunter back in the 80s as well.
Michael Mann, wasn't it?
The which?
Michael Mann did that film, wasn't it?
Is that his film as well? Michael Manhunter. And then the final line, Parisian Pen, is the famous scene when they're in Paris and just phenomenal action scene.
Ending to that scene always, it's just funny.
Oh,
Just jumps out the window
whenever he
for no
jumps in,
reason.
He just falls, but his legs aren't working.
But like, he just jumps out the window.
Yeah, but whenever Jason Bourne takes on one of the assets in an apartment in Paris with a biro, basically. So yeah, as we said, congratulations to Steve Humphries. You bagged yourself those tickets as well. And now it's time for this week's High Clue. So everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Now, as I said, I thought last week's one was easy. I think this week's one is really easy. But
yeah,
yeah, I like it, so I don't care.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I've had my fun. So it's Deeds putting Gran first, Goodman milks being bad man, Creed's hip tip handout. So the first line, Deeds putting Gran first, Deeds, capital D-E-E-D-S, putting Gran first. The middle line, Goodman milks being bad man. So Goodman, all one word, G-O-O-D-M-A-N. Milks being bad man. And the final line, Creed's hip tip handout. Creed 'S. Yeah, so
If I didn't get this, I should just retire completely
Okay.
and not do the show ever again.
so did you get it?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
You'll know next week if I'm not here.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, any thoughts or any?
Yeah.
Okay.
Magic Mike.
So we have some Omniplex tickets up for grabs. That's pretty much it for this show. As we said, you can check out the full Birds of Prey interviews. They're up online as well. Next week, we're going to be having a look at Sonic the Hedgehog.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I am excited about it.
I like James Marsden.
He's to be liked.
Loved playing Sonic growing up.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's back in that bonkers.
And
Jim
what's the
Carrey's
man,
role.
Parks and Rec, Scott, what's his name? Does the voice Sonic? It's something Scott.
Oh, he's the actual
is it Adam
voice
Scott?
of Sonic as well.
Adam
right?
Scott?
No.
Oh,
I can't remember his name now either.
We'll know it by next week.
But it's the same
We'll revise.
producer as Fast and Furious 9.
Amy
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right,
Amy
okay.
Poehler's fella from Parks and Rec.
Right,
No,
okay.
that's not him. He's not the voice of it.
Is he not? I thought
No.
he is. Oh.
It's the guy with the big hair.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name
Oh,
either.
John
Can we get,
Ralphio.
like,
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, John Ralphio, yes.
A full 7 days to figure it out, so can't wait for that. But yes, Justine, thank you as ever. Award-winning filmmaker Justine Stafford joining us as our big guest in the
We
Big
should
Reviewski
interview her
this
next week.
Yeah,
Actually,
I know.
like, yeah,
Will you be in the big
professional
interview
setup.
next week? Actually.
What are you working on now, Justine, actually?
I know. What's your next
Got a few
project?
projects I'm working on.
You'll find all about them.
trying to get Steve Humphries on board as photographer. So
Steve, you heard
we'll see. We'll
it.
see.
Paul, Rory, what are you working on?
We've both cast in.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah,
I am Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah.
documentary
The lovers.
behind the scenes.
Okay.
We're going to pitch Dolittle 2 to the producers.
Okay. I look
The
forward
Return
to
of the
that.
Dragonfly.
I'm getting Ryan Reynolds and Bo Burnham to star. It just
How about that?
Phenomenal.
yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
just fit the roles.
On a serious note, I'm going to Google Magna Plane and see if anything in the
Magna Plane,
world,
see if it
anything in the
actually
world
exists.
exists. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, wouldn't it be class to exist in that world? John Cena and Vin Diesel. They're not. They're not brothers.
They're family, man.
They're family, of course. What's the line? Family is no.
Blood
Not
is-
all blood is family.
Don't forget that, all right? Don't forget to subscribe and not all blood is family. Big Reviewski. All right. Ciao.